Bruce Boudreau for a Covenant Catchup around 9:40. Gophers hockey coach Bob Motzko, middle of the radio show, and former Olympic hockey player and Hobie Baker Award winner Jordan Leopold in studio at 11 o'clock. Leo without Johnny Paul. Good morning. This is 9 to noon at full strength. Always were, that's debatable. Parker, Gabby, Motzko, Leo, and JJ McCarthy. Not on the radio show, but as a talker. 3-2. Parker, Gabby, Motzko, Leo, and JJ McCarthy.
Oh my gosh, New York.
Hi. Completely unplugged in Charleston, South Carolina for 4.5 days. Quaint city, mucho tradition. Glad I saw it. No real need to go back. Bet settled on all of that. JJ McCarthy. All right. So here's the deal. Now, this FIRA before we commence. FIRA, F-I-R-A. Fairness in Research Act, or Fairness in Lack of Research Act. Yours truly has not read a story or found a podcast about the Minnesota Vikings in 3.5 weeks. Don't plan to anytime soon. And we'll find unique routes to give you the goods with the football team, and that I promise. It'll be slow to go. It'll happen. So listen closely and read between the lines moving forward when 9 to noon discusses Minnesota Vikings football. Are you in lockstep with that, Mad Producer?
I'm in lockstep, sir.
So flying back yesterday, yours truly went to Covenant Catching Up. Holy cow. Holy cow. The kid is quite the hot talking point these days, isn't he?
Yes.
Holy cow. Where'd that come from? 10 starts at age 22, 11 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, yards per attempt, 6.7. Ran for 4 touchdowns and about 3.5 runs a game, and ran for, on average, 1.2 first downs per game. That is the statistical science of it all with J.J. McCarthy. That is the statistical game-starting wherewithal of Minnesota Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy. So here are some questions. Where do you sit with the by faith portion of the equation involving J.J. McCarthy? Off what you feel and how much you care, is it by faith we need to move forward with J.J. McCarthy? Or is it by sight, I know what I saw and don't really know what to think? Or maybe by the root of stiff-neckedness? Stiff-neckedness? You stiff necks? Are there those being stubborn, obstinate, and unyielding with arrogant pride, refusing to change an opinion formulated a couple of drafts ago?
Oh my gosh, New York.
I want to read all of that again. Where do you sit with the by faith portion of the J.J. McCarthy equation? Off what you feel and how much you care, is it by faith we need to move forward? We absolutely need to move forward with J.J. McCarthy, continue to raise him as a starter of a National Football League team. Or is it by sight? I know what I saw. Don't really know what to think. Or maybe by stiff-neckedness. Are there those being stubborn, obstinate, and unyielding with arrogant pride, refusing to change an opinion formulated a couple of drafts ago? Talkbacks, maybe? We got those spots in the 10, don't we?
Talkbacks indeed.
I mean, maybe. I mean, there are 3 options there. So, flying back yesterday and going to Covenant Catching Up. Holy cow. Kid, quite the hot talking point. So please ponder. Here are a few things I found during just a brief sweep in Covenant Catch-Up-like fashion. All right? So, Jason LaConfora is now with something called Sports Boom.
Oh my gosh, New York.
Not saying it's a kick in the career. I'm just saying he's with something called Sports Boom and everybody knows his name. Probably makes sense to splash for the Sports Boom group, given it's not NFL Network or an entity, I don't know, more than 2% of football fans have heard of. Nevertheless, Jason writes, they can say what they want publicly, but they have some serious questions about McCarthy, said one NFL general manager who is exploring myriad quarterback options. Quote, look, they're signing somebody else to push him, and it's not just going to be some stiff on a veteran minimum contract. Whoa. So this general manager who's looking for a veteran quarterback decided to draw a line in the sand. Look, they're signing somebody else to push him, and it's not just going to be some stiff on a veteran minimum contract. How is
Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah doing these days?
Honey? Signing someone else to push him as part of the anonymity that goes into that general manager. Now, did it say current or former? No, one NFL general manager. That's current.
Current.
Stay in your lane.
Not recently former. Okay.
One NFL general manager who refused to put his name next to it.
My fault.
Always super special. All right, 3-2. So the context, the layering of the context of the anonymity from something called Sports Boom. This is great. Honestly, what more could you want when it comes to confirmation or when it comes to steam? Sports Boom. Cool. Anyway, signing someone else to push him being JJ McCarthy. I believe that. 9 to noon is a joint operation. I would venture to say signing someone to push McCarthy, we believe that.
Yes.
Fair?
Fair.
They can say what they want publicly, but they have some serious questions about McCarthy. Define serious, Mr. Current Anonymous GM, who supposedly is looking for a veteran quarterback. Define serious. What's Sports Boom? And how did Jason LaConfora end up there? Onward. So with everything that in Covenant catching up like fashion that I saw yesterday in a very short amount of time, there was a lot. So I handpicked another one.
Oh,
Joe A _NFL. Joe A _NFL. Never heard of him until about 3:45 Eastern yesterday. He's a National Football League film watcher and is taking umbrage with McCarthy-related terrorism, mostly originating with the nameless, faceless crowd. He likes to argue with the nameless, faceless crowd. So my man showed every McCarthy throw 20 yards or more from last season. I mean, whether you agree with it or not, well, that's Covenant Clap's like work ethic right there. I mean, to serve. And then he wrote this. Lots of tweens in the comments exposing themselves as casuals. McCarthy ranks second in the National Football League in big-time throws rate in 2025 per Nordo's favorite, Pro Football Focus. Joe A _NFL, noted NFL film watcher, taking umbrage with the nameless, faceless group. Lots of tweens in the comments exposing themselves as casuals. McCarthy ranks second in the NFL in big-time throws rate in 2025 per Pro Football Focus. Per my grading, he had one of the best deep ball accuracy rates, elite throw rates, and the very best great throw rate. Take that, Age of Rage. If you don't think this is so he continues, if you don't think this is a great highlight tape of deep throws, you don't have a reasonable frame of reference because you genuinely don't know what you're talking about. Joe A _NFL. He doesn't have a horse in the race. He's not stiff-necked and doesn't seem to have an agenda. And that's what he shared from a contextual standpoint. Then we got my new man, Mateo. Don't know who Mateo is, but if you'd like to follow him on one of many social media platforms, at MJN Designer. At MJN Designer. With all this McCarthy terrorism really unacceptably entering my life, but nevertheless it did because we had an open segment. He wrote, he missed his entire rookie year due to injury, missed a full season's worth of snaps in practice. Then he spent last offseason rehabbing. No bleep. It's been difficult. Hopefully he takes advantage of a full healthy offseason this year.
I always love that one.
Or he flew in the face of the age of rage in that it was fair. It was relaxed. It was calm. It was non-confrontational. Mateo at MJN Designer and Skull_Doc. I found Skull_Doc. Skull Doc. I personally think it's bad faith to compare a season in which he was injured all year to healthy quarterbacks. I'm treating JJM, he's JJ, as a sample that didn't tell us a whole lot, and next year is going to reveal what we need to know. Again, Skull_Doc. Not looking for big names with these comments. Calm, relaxed, seemingly fair, non-confrontational. Yours truly. Not looking for ballyhooed names with these opinions. Just level-headed analysis of a first-round quarterback who I am very much glad is on the team. 9 to noon is a joint operation. Level-headed analysis of a first-round quarterback who we are very much glad is on the team. Is it a we?
I am glad he's on the team.
Comma. But
I'm moving forward by faith that the coach knows what he wants in that spot, and that the move we ultimately do see will tell us all we need to know about 2026 and beyond for JJM.
Yell it.
For those that are...
It's 2026, you got to yell it.
For those that are frustrated with how he performed in 2025...
Shut up! And don't ever come back!
For those that are frustrated with what they saw, I believe that they are valid in that. Those that want more than 10 starts, they are valid. And in a world where you got to be piping hot or absolute zero ice cold, I'm sitting in mild salsa, tater tot hot dish land saying the move that the coach ultimately makes will tell me everything that I need to know about what 2026 is going to look like for JJ McCarthy.
It's very fairly laid out by Mad Producer.
It's boring, though. Sitting on the fence.
Producer of 9 to noon.
This is making my head spin with this situation here.
So, anyway, more to follow because the Covenant Catchup included Mucho.
Oh, my God. Kirko, chill.
Included Mucho Cuz Buzz to Minnesota opinions and takes without names associated with them. And I guess that's our lot in life for a few more weeks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Until he gets cut by Atlanta. Shefty said he's going to get cut. It's Kyler Murray this, Kirk Cousins that, limited playbook this, kid has no chance that. And that was 15 minutes of my day yesterday. Myriad takes off all that to be shared today and tomorrow, 9 to noon. Can't speak for the Minnesota masses, but Olympic hockey is my sports A topic, and we plan to crush that subject again today. Taylor Heisey's fiance and Nick Heisey's soon-to-be brother-in-law is Parker Fox, and he joins next from Milan, part of the Timber Tech What's on Deck set list. Paul Allen with Nordo. Think we still got that cash thing. Good morning.
Sadly, the cash thing has ended for this period of time, but stay tuned 9 to noon because whether it's the Talker Tuesday gift cards we give away or at least hot takes at happy hour, you don't even have to meet up with Isaac. You get paid one way or another 9 to noon.
And Pete Box joins us now. Taylor's team hasn't permitted a goal in 16 consecutive periods. USA is hoisting a gold tomorrow, isn't it? And good morning, good afternoon.
Ciao. Yeah, good afternoon. Good to hear you, PA. I hope so, right? Like you wanna be excited about it, but I think deep down, I'm pretty confident in this team. I think they've showed it throughout, the prelims, into the quarterfinals, into the semis, and they're playing their best hockey right now. And I told Taylor after the first game, I said, I don't really care who you're playing, but if you guys are playing the way you're playing, you have the goaltending the way it has been, there's no reason why you don't have a gold medal around your neck in a couple weeks. And tomorrow's the big one. But it's one of those games, PA, you got to show up. And hockey's such a funny game. This isn't a 7-game series, right? This is one hockey game, one of the best rivalries in all of sports, and what an opportunity for the girls tomorrow.
All right, hold on here, all right? Just give me a second. All right, Covenant Cleanup provided by... I dropped a nick on a person named Nate in the opening segment. Covenant Cleanup provided by nobody, because the name is Nate Heisey. And here's the question, Mr. P. Fox. Why have you either never or briefly told us about Nate Heisey, who daggered Houston the other night and is just a few months from becoming your brother-in-law?
That's a great question. I think that's the way Nate Heisey would want it. If you were to get to know Nate Heisey, he's a pretty low-key guy, but he's a hell of a ball player. And I think if you were to ask his head coach, TJ, about Nate Heisey, he would say the same thing. And he's a guy that is similar to Taylor. He shows up every day. He puts the work in, and he's a tremendous player. He kind of a six-man role there at Iowa State. And I've watched a lot of college basketball this year. I've called a lot of college basketball this year, and I think Iowa State is the type of team that can, make a run into March, and I think they're national championship good, and they've proved it over the last couple of weeks.
Are you
especially beating?
Go ahead.
What'd you say?
No, go ahead. We had a bad connection there via the satellite. My fault.
Okay, I hope I got you here. But no, I think they're a legit team, and I think they just proved it. They beat number 2 Houston at home. Nate had a huge corner three, a little catch and release, no dip corner three to win that game there. And what an awesome player, what a good dude. And I'm really cheering for the Cyclones into March.
Parker. P. Fox.
I always love that one.
You still there, P. Fox? Facciabella Academia? Vini Vidi Vici? Can't find P. Fox. Must have had a satellite breakdown. Either that or he's turning my bit on me, and he actually has succeeded.
Hang on.
All righty, Vini Vidi Vici. Now let's go. We continuous coverage of the Team USA Women's Olympic Hockey Team from 9 to noon at FM 100.3 KFAN continues shortly when we re-engage with Parker Fox. We have had some satellite feed related issues. Either that or the age of rage has cut a wire. Meanwhile, P. Fox?
Do I got you back?
Are you ever coming home?
I'll tell you what, man. For one drop call, all the times we've connected over here, I'd say that we're shooting pretty good % from the field.
Amen. Are you ever coming home?
I'm coming home Sunday. Yep. So gold medal game tomorrow, and then a couple days to hopefully celebrate that gold, and then we'll be home next week. So I'll be live in studio on Monday. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's sweet. And you think we'll be able to call you tomorrow, a mere hours before the gold medal game, because that would be super sweet.
Yeah, I think the game is an earlier one though, PA. I think it's a 12:10 Central puck drop. So yeah, you guys give me a call whenever makes sense for you, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm going to be juiced up tomorrow, so we're going to see the energy that I'm bringing to 9 to noon.
With your soon-to-be sharpshooting brother-in-law, will you follow or travel to see the Cyclones play games during the NCAA tournament to make sure future Thanksgiving dinners go smoothly?
You bet, man. You bet. It's on the agenda to go catch a game at Hilton Coliseum before the NCAA tournament even starts. That's a gym I haven't been to, and a lot of people rank it as a top 10 type of environment in college basketball across the country. And Ryan Hammer just went on the record and said that was the best game he's ever watched live. as Iowa State took on and beat Calvin Sampson in Houston. Nate Heise, corner three, 0.4 second release, PA. I don't know if you saw this on X or not, but Steph Curry's average release time is about 0.6 seconds. Kyle Korver about 0.7 seconds. Nate caught and made that thing in 0.4 seconds. Absolutely unbelievable.
Do you stick by a social media submission you provided after Nate Heise daggered number 2 Houston when you said Nate Heise is the best shooter in the history of Cyclones basketball? Fred Hoiberg, don't at me.
I always love that one.
He might be, right? It might be. I think Tyrese Halliburton would have an argument there. Georges Niang, he could shoot the ball too. But no, I love this. PA, I'll tell you, I love this Iowa State team. One thing I love into March is elite veteran guards. And they have that in Taman Lipsey. He's as good as they come. And then you have to have a solid front court. And their four-man in Jefferson is as dominant. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Dawson Garcia, the way he plays. He can stretch the floor. He can do it inside. And then you add pieces around them and Nate. And they have this Torre kid. He's a French freshman, and he's absolutely electric off the bench. So they have a lot of really good pieces. And I think they're a team that is going to make a late run into March, hopefully into April. And hopefully he's got some family tickets. I wouldn't mind being a +1 at the Final Four either, PA.
Hey, Pete Fox, how many Olympic events or how much of the Olympics outside of men's and women's hockey, like how much have you followed or watched from Cortina, Milan, or whatever?
Yeah, I've watched a lot. I've tried to keep my iPad on, watching as much as I can. Unfortunately, the travel to Cortina is too tedious. I think it's about a 6-hour train ride to get up there and actually watch anything. And then, tickets around here to figure skating and speed skating are they're pretty expensive. I don't have the commas in my bank account to be spending it on those kind of events. But I've had it on the TV and I've been watching and to just hear the stories from Taylor and the relationships she's created in the village with different athletes, and they have this Team USA house, and I got to meet some of the athletes there, and then you form this bond and this connection you feel with them, and you want to watch them compete and succeed. And I'll tell you, I've watched more Olympics this year than I've watched in a long time, and to see these athletes at the peak of their sport, it's incredible. I'm having a blast.
With the bonds and connections that have been formed, do you call yourselves the outer circle in that you can't get into the Olympic Village, so therefore your inner circle is via group text? You're kind of like the outer circle. You're OC. You're outer circle.
Yeah. That's exactly, yeah, we're OC. I like that. That's going to be my new nickname the rest of this trip. But no, I think you're right, PA. It's, you got to live vicariously through, the stories that Taylor gets to tell us inside the village. But USA has done a really good job of, creating these kind of connections, right? The group chat. And then there's the Winter House, which is, here in Milan. And, all athletes have the opportunity to go there and hang out, get some time away from the village. And then families get, guest passes as well. So our first day in the Winter House, we got to meet Ilya Malinin, we got to meet Jordan Stoltz, we got to meet Amber Glenn. So Jake Ottinger was in there as well because he wasn't dressing for one of the games. So the opportunity to meet these athletes, take pictures with them, converse with them is something really special. And then, like I said, you form these connections and you're cheering them on, as much as their family and friends are as well.
Say Team USA women with Taylor, say they win the gold tomorrow, and say soon-to-be brother-in-law's Cyclones win the NCAA tournament, and you're at Thanksgiving with the Heise family. Will they establish a power ranking as to which is more significant and why? A women's hockey gold medal or a Division I college basketball Cinderella one shiny moment national championship?
Wow, man, that's a tough one. I'm going to have to bring that up with their parents, Amy and Tony, tonight. Take care of business first, right? But
yeah,
I don't know, PA. It's hard to beat the Olympics. Every 4 years, it's such a special event. There was actually a reporter after Nate's game that kind of asked him a similar question. He said, what was more important, that semifinal goal or your corner three? And Nate, answered his corner three, which was funny. But I think they've done a lot of winning lately, especially Taylor, winning back-to-back Walter Cups, winning a world championship, and a gold medal here in Milan would be icing on the cake, but the cherry on top would be, I don't know where the Final Four is this year, but hopefully we find ourselves there as well, and we're cheering on the Cyclones.
How did you meet Jason Kelce?
Yeah, just walking around the concourse. He had no security. There was nothing. He was just in his USA Hockey gear, walking around the concourse, and people were going up to him and snapping pictures. And so I snapped a quick picture with them, and then we get back to our seats, and moments later I look over my left shoulder, and boom, there's Jason Kelce and Kylie Kelce sitting about 2 rows behind me. So I wanted to introduce myself to them as well, but I wanted to make sure it was worthwhile. It was only 1-0 at the time, so I was nail biting on the game a bit, and then Taylor, of course, buries one on a little 2-on-1 rush, and that felt like my moment to go introduce myself. So got a picture with them, and they were awesome, man. They were so grateful to meet different people, and they were pin trading and the whole bit. And I think they were really just there as fans, which is it's so special, the support that they have, especially for women's sports here in Milan.
9 to noon, Olympic correspondent Parker Fox has provided second to none work and work ethic and memories for 9 to noon from Milan, Italy. This is also part of our Steve's Appliances Marathon segment. Steve's Appliances, stevesappliances.com. Hit shop deals and go say hello to Brian and Sarah, and they'll hook you up 9 to noon style. stevesappliances.com if you need appliances. Hey, did you get that video I sent you from the Vox of all Voxes ever to Vox? Because I hope I didn't forget to send it. It's a keeper, man.
Oh, you did, man. That almost brought a tear to my eye. That was special. The fact that he would take the opportunity to record that and do that, and that's a moment you remember for the rest of your life, right? PA, scoring a goal in the Olympics and hearing your name over the loudspeaker. And I haven't got to meet him yet. I've seen him. I've seen the back of his head. We're sitting right behind him here in the stands. So he does such an excellent job, and what a special moment. And I'm very grateful you sent that to me. I'm excited to show Taylor when she gets out of the village.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
Goal for Team USA. Scored by number 27, Taylor Heisey.
Now, Rochi, he sent me that with the camera on at his spot, and he's like looking into the camera saying, scoring for USA, 27, Taylor Heisey. And he's looking into the camera to give you a lifetime memory. The Vox of all Voxes ever to Vox is the best, isn't he?
Oh my gosh, man, that was special. Like I said, almost brought a tear to my eye. Showed my brother right away. That's a special moment. That's going to be a keeper. That one saved in the old the photo album, the video album, and like I said, Taylor will absolutely love that one. So tell him thanks from the both of us.
Who are some other famous people you've seen?
Not too much since then. I've heard reports of, Tom Brady's here. Supposedly Shaquille O'Neal's here. Taylor got to finally meet Snoop Dogg, which was pretty cool. So there's some famous people. Kirk Herbstreit is here as well. Supposedly he just walked out right behind me and I missed him.
Damn.
That would have been a guy I would have loved to meet. Sarah Spain. I got to meet Sarah Spain. That was great. There's so many, awesome, media personalities, reporters, and I think as we're kind of getting here to the ending stages, PA, we're getting to these gold medal type of games. I think we're going to see more and more, celebrities and people, and I hope Tom Brady's at the game tomorrow, because that would be a guy that he's high on my list in terms of celebrities that I would want to meet.
How just a couple to close here. How was the Italian League basketball game last Friday?
Oh, so good. Yeah, I think I've always been a basketball nut, right? Like I've always been a nerd when it comes to all things hoops. So, I'm an NBA guy. I'm a college basketball guy. But I was always infatuated with the EuroLeague just because I had so many, guys that I played against that went over and played in Europe. Daniel Oturu, former Gopher, he's playing in Israel. Nathan Reavers, former Lakeville North player who played at Wisconsin, he's now playing in Valencia, Spain. McKinley Wright had a little stint with the Timberwolves, and he played at Champlain Park. He's in Dubai. Leandro Bomero, he's in Milan. So you have all these connections, so you keep yourself into the game, and that's next level, man. The fans over there are crazy. The loudness of the gym, the chants, the flags. It's such an interesting environment in Europe.
Is cigarette smoking permissible in basketball arenas in Italy?
Not in the stadium, but the stadiums are so different over here. Like, you don't walk in the door and scan your ticket. You walk through like a gate and scan your ticket, and then you walk through the door. And I think that the purpose of that is to allow people in between quarters and periods and half times to go take a step outside and make sure they get their cigarette in. But that's just the European culture. It's a little different over here. But everywhere you go, you're either smelling cigarette smoke or something in the air, man. It's the European way, I guess you could say.
Did Hillary Knight ever get that record-setting goal?
Not yet. She's on a little bit of a slide, man.
Damn.
She's tied for first. So she's one goal away, and I think there's going to be a big one for her tomorrow. She actually just got engaged about an hour ago, which is tremendous news for her. She's on the path trying to set the record. I think it would be 16 goals, and what a special game it would be tomorrow to do it. Her fifth Olympics, wearing the C on her chest as team captain and going against your rivals. I was telling Nordo yesterday, this is the competition. This is the rivalry in women's hockey. It's USA Canada, and tomorrow I think is going to be a special one, especially for our team captain.
All right, lastly, 30 seconds, you get it all. 3 to go for the men to win a gold. Sweden today at 2:10 Central. Tough bunch. This Sweden group with mega NHL high-enders, Eriksson Ek and Faber banging away at each other, 2:10 Central today. Are you going to the game?
I'm not going to be going to the game, but I am going to watch it at the Winter House, which is Team USA's house. So I'm going to watch it there. That'll be fun. They'll have all the TVs on. They'll have the speakers and the whole bit. I think it's going to be a really good game, PA. This is a Sweden team they got a lot of high-enders, right? I really like Pettersson. He's a really good player. But the one guy that I've really enjoyed watching is William Nylander. He's actually with the same agency as Taylor. So I know the agents well. I got to meet his sisters the other day, and he's a tremendous talent. But like you said, this Sweden team is they're high-end. So I'm looking forward to a little bit of a wild matchup with Eriksson Ek and Quinn Hughes and Boldy and our guy Fabes. But I think it's going to be a really good game. But I got U.S. winning. Let's go 4-3 tonight for the Americans.
All this wonderful help from Milan you've provided 9 to noon. I'm quite positive Sarah and Brian, the owners of Steve's Appliances, will arrange for your very first microwave oven when you and Taylor get a house. All right?
You bet. Hey, I'll tell you what, they need Steve's over here in Milan, man. These washer and dryers are terrible.
Hey, it could be a worldly venture. They're that good. Hey, love you very much, bud, and we'll call you tomorrow, okay?
I love you. Look forward to it, and go USA.
Yep, for sure. That's P. Fox from Milan.
I love my country.
Bruce Boudreau, former coach of the Minnesota Wild. He joins 9 to noon around the corner to chat NHL and Olympics hockey with the 9 to noon stable. It is 9:37. Back in a flash on This Is My Country Leader, KFAN.
I love my country.
Former Minnesota Wild coach and current elite analyst for NHL Network and the podcasting world, Bruce Boudreau, joins 9 to noon now. My man, Gabby, how are you and Crystal and the family, and good morning?
You know what? We're all fine. We're really disliking the weather these days, but we can't wait. We can't wait for the sun to come out and spring to shine. So, but you know what? It's not like we're not used to it. We did live in Minnesota for almost 5 years.
Well,
so it's all good.
Well, Bruce, Coach Boudreau, obviously honored to have you on the radio show to discuss Olympic hockey and much more. But what's mildly surprising is your beloved Canadian hockey squad is playing Czechia right now, and it took them all of 2 minutes and 5 seconds to take a 1-0 lead on a Czechia turnover. Holy cow! Can these Canadians skate?
It's going to be quite a game. I think the Canadians, look at it, it's the dream. The dream scenario is the Americans playing against Canadians because we're also vividly remember the Four Nations thing last year and how exciting it was. And I think both teams that are so pumped up about this. Nobody's taking anything easy. Nobody's going through the motions. I really hope it ends that way because I think it'll be great, absolutely great for the game.
Are you watching Canada, Czechia while you chat with us?
No, I'm gone to another room because then I'd forget what you say, Paul, and be focused on the game.
Okay.
And I can't do that. I got to go to another room.
Well, I'm sure you'll see the highlight later, but the first goal of the game was a McKinnon drop pass to Celebrini. Oh, my heavens, I'm not McKinnon, McDavid. McDavid with a drop pass to Celebrini. Celebrini's 19 years old. Are you kidding me with this, Bruce?
This kid is going to be so good. Like, I mean, you hate to put titles on everybody, but I remember Sidney Crosby at 18 and 19 years old. And this is Celebrini. And in 20 years, when everybody else is retired, we're going to be talking about Celebrini as he, in the top 5 players in history type thing. Like, I mean, I think that's where this kid is headed. He's just one of those generational players that is a real generational player that you get every so often. Not a great player, not a good player, but one player that stands above the rest. And I mean, unless his career path takes a complete change, this is where I see him going.
How much do you love Olympic hockey?
Oh man, I mean, I think playing for your country is the most exciting thing in the world. I mean, you think how hard these guys are going in any event, in any sport, and it's not for money. It's just for love of country and love of winning for your country. And I love it. I was lucky enough to coach a Team Canada in a tournament, and I told the guys, I said, listen, just tell me where it is. I'll walk there in Europe to get there. So, I mean, to put on your country's jersey, to me, is an amazing thing, and it's something you grow up hoping. And I know both the American team and the Canadian team feel the same way, so it's going to be great. Hopefully they get together in the final.
Hey, Bruce Boudreau, former Wild coach, elite analyst for NHL Network these days, 9 to noon. Now, are you familiar with a podcast called Hockey Lifers?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
We're going to have to get you on it.
Yeah, you might want to wait a couple of weeks. We can talk about that later. Anyway,
I love controversy. No, that's great.
Yeah, that's great. We can talk about that later too. Now, so on that podcast where you're the co-host, did you pick Canada to win the gold because you are a Canadian citizen and might be you were concerned that you would be called a traitor for not choosing Canada to win the gold? Is that the reason you chose Canada, or do you just think they're that good?
I think it was in the back of my mind, because it's funny when you talk about the Hockey Lifers. At one point, I forget who we were talking to about a week ago. Oh no, it was TJ Oshie, and I said, well, I used the term "we" as going to do something special at the Olympics, and I had 10 phone calls within 20 minutes from friends in Canada saying, "Are you American now? Are you American?" And I was going, "Whoa!" And I had to defend myself. So I mean, I think being a Canadian, you're a proud Canadian. You want them to win, but at the same time, living in America since 1989, I'm sort of Americanized pretty well too. So I just want a great game, and I mean, this is the crappy way of saying it, but I mean, in the end, you'd like to be. The Canadians are always the underdogs in the world, so I mean, I'd like to see them win.
How are the Canadians underdogs in the world?
Well, not in hockey, but
yeah.
we're America's little brother. Like I mean, we're the in almost any sport except hockey, we would be the underdogs if we were playing against the Americans, I think.
So you said, when you're like giving USA a chance to win the gold, and we got the Hockey Lifers podcast, which is really, really good. I listened to part of an episode this morning. Bruce Boudreau is the co-host. And you said you got 10 calls from your Canadian friends, like, Gabby, what are we doing here? Was one of them, perchance, Gilbert Perreault? Did Gilbert Perreault give you a call?
No, these were all guys that I grew up with, and they were just adamant because, you turncoat, you traitor. I was going, whoa, I got to go back and listen to see what I said. So it was quite wild.
Now, Bruce, nicknamed Gabby, in 1980, you were in your third year playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. How much of a surprise was it for you then when the USA beat the Soviets?
Well, it was an absolute surprise. But here's the thing. If you've got a minute, first of all, I was playing on the Maple Leafs minor league team, okay? And that night we were in Binghamton, New York, playing. And we finished the game at about 9:30, and we all raced across the street because there was a bar, and we all watched the game, the Americans, the Miracle on Ice game at the bar. And I remember it as clear as day as how exciting everybody was, and the Al Michaels call and everything else. But we had just come from Canada, and where Canada had lost to the Soviets the previous game, and we were so upset, and we wanted the Americans to win, but we thought no chance could they win. And for them to pull off that victory was amazing, because we all got in the bus, and we couldn't believe what just happened. A bunch of college kids beat the best team in the world. That would be like a bunch of NCAA guys playing against the Canadian or the American teams today and winning. Can you imagine? That doesn't seem feasible.
The Bruce, the current USA team, they hook Sweden today, 2:10 my time, 3:10 your time. How would you qualify Austin Matthews' NHL career?
Unbelievable. His very first game, he scored 4 goals. As an 18-year-old. He's had, every player, I don't care who you are in any sport, you have years that are absolutely great, and then you have years that are normal, but the normal years you feel like they're down years because you've had the great years. And Austin has been hurt for the last couple of years, but he is to me, in the top 5 players in the world, and he's so elite, and I'll never forget playing him the first game he played in Minnesota, when he was with the Leafs against us. He made a play, and I remember looking over at the coaches and going, did you just see that? And because there was all this talk about this young kid coming in, and they played Winnipeg the night before, and he knocked the puck out of midair, and before it hit the ice, he put it in the top corner, and Dubnyk didn't even see it.
Wow.
And I went, that is the most amazing hands coordination goal that I've ever seen. I've thought of him ever since then, that he is that talented. What he doesn't have, if he had that really outgoing personality, he's so quiet that you don't hear much about him. It's almost like Quinn Hughes, that is so great, but they don't talk about themselves in that, so you don't get to see how great they really are or know how great they really are, because they're not in the paper as much as other people would be.
Uh-oh. Czechia with a goal, Gabby. About 8.5 minutes.
I don't want to.
Okay, so you don't. Yeah, we're 8.5 minutes into it, so you'll probably miss the first half of the first period because of this chat.
Yeah,
but you still got 2 periods and 10 minutes left to watch.
Well, it's my only fear about that team is whether Jordan Binnington, and you guys see him enough.
Yep.
Out there can do it, because I'm not sold on this guy, and I don't care how good he was last year. I don't care how good John Cooper says how much faith he has in him. I don't, because he is arguably in the regular season one of the top or bottom 5 goalies in the NHL right now. So I'm a little worried about push coming to shove, especially when Czechia, they got Pasternak Nietzsche. They got some pretty good players on that team. So I'm a little worried, but I'm confident the Canadians will come through in the end.
You mentioned Quinn Hughes. Hughesy. Doing NHL Network, you watch it all, and I know you stay in touch with your beloved Wild. What do you like when Faber and Quinn Hughes play together?
As a coach, I sit there and I feel very confident that nothing bad's going to happen.
Wow.
You know, it's like having that. You going out on a date with your wife and you know you got the babysitter that's really good. You feel confident that everything's going to be okay when you come home. Mm-hmm. And when Quinn Hughes and Faber are on the ice, that's what I feel. If I was coaching them, I'm going, everything's going to be positive for the next shift. Sometimes you get another defenseman out there, and not to put him down, but say Matt Dumba, and you would think that something great can happen, but something negative can happen too. I don't feel that when I see Quinn Hughes or Brock Faber on the ice.
I'll tell you this right now, Gabby. Bennington better get his head into this game. Czechia almost took a 2-1 lead, man. This is very interesting what's taking place with the USA. 2:10 my time, 3:10 your time in Sweden today. Ooh, boy, that Sweden team is high end. Holy cow. Where do you go ahead?
I was going to say, no, you're right. They're as good as they get. Don't forget, in this Four Nations tournament last year, Sweden was the only team that didn't lose a game in regulation. And they lost in overtime to the U.S. And so, it's not going to be easy. I can say that right now. So, all these games now that are going, the teams better be at the top of their game, or they're not going to be playing for the gold medal.
Joel Eriksson Ek, you had Ek right when he came into the league, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite all-time players.
Why?
We called him up. Our fourth line was not very good, and we called him up from Sweden at the end of his career the first year, and then had him for 2 more years after that. And you just knew that this kid was going to be one player that any coach on any team would just love to have, because he's fearless, he's got a great touch, and he plays both ends of the ice. And I always find it that when I talk to all the kids or all the players and that, he's a really good guy. So when you get really good guys, they're usually really good players, I think. So.
Hey, last one here, Bruce. Appreciate you, brother. When you're coaching a team, all right, so it's the Wild, it's Vancouver, it's whatever. When you get Anaheim, whatever. When you get players back from the Olympics, like what's that like? Does it take them a little while to reacclimate?
It takes them a little bit. Like, my big question is, in 2010. I was, or the last one, I was in Anaheim, in the Olympics, and I asked the players that came back, I said, do you want a couple days off? Because they've gone through all this stress. So, but once they get back and they get back with their teammates, they're a step ahead of everybody else, because they've been playing at a higher level than even the NHL is when it gets started again. So, they're usually better. And I liken it to, and they may not realize this, but when you play in the NHL and you get sent down to the minor leagues, okay, you're usually a little better than all the minor league guys are right away, because you've been skating at a higher pace, playing at a higher level. And I think that the Olympics does that for players, because it's the players that have been on vacation and that it takes them a day or two or a game or two, or they're sloppy in what they do. But the Olympians come back and they're ready to play right away. And as you know, once this Olympic gold is done, the games are starting right away. So there's not a lot of time to rest.
Yeah, the Wild are at the Avalanche right out of the break. Hey, let's do this more frequently. Greatly appreciate you, and have a wonderful day. Enjoy the games, okay?
I would, and I love to, because I love chatting with you, Paul. Take care.
Yeah, thank you, bud. Bruce Boudreau, former coach of the Minnesota Wild, 9 to noon. Olympic hockey, men's hockey is in the air. Canada won. Czechia won. 8:40 and counting to go in the first period, and the Canadians are on a power play for another 40 seconds, and this rocks.
Dude, this team right now, Canada on a power play.
Yeah.
A power play that includes McKinnon.
Yeah.
That includes McCarr.
Right.
That includes McDavid. Sam Reinhart, no big deal, two-time champion with the Panthers.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sidney Crosby.
Yeah. And
My goodness.
Yeah, that's great. And oh, by the way, Jordan Bennington, who gave up a bad goal. And just remember what David Backus, Hockey Immortality, told 9 to Noon last week. If you get to Bennington early, he's in a lot of trouble for the duration of the game. Czechia got to him early. Now Czechia goes on a 2-on-1 break shot on Bennington. Oh, pad save. What a wonderful save by Jordan Bennington. It's Canada 1, Czechia 1, 7:50 and counting to go in the first period. This is 9 to Noon.